So my intention was to go to the playground with my daughter and make a video about my newfound love of Sundays without a hangover. But then this happened.
No picture, no video.
So I'm now back from the playground. It's slightly dark. I'm slightly sweaty. But I'm not going to be sad about that. I'm not going to be angry about it because it's 8 days into my 90-day 1 year no beer challenge and I'm still sober. So what have I noticed in a week of being sober? Well, I can already tell you that although I had a bit of trouble getting to sleep without a drink, once I am asleep, I'm sleeping really, really well at the moment and not waking up sort of fitfully early in the morning because I've got dry mouth or whatever. So that's good news. Towards the end of the working week, around day 4 or 5 of my challenge, I felt like the fog was starting to lift a little bit from my mind. I was thinking a bit clearer, a bit quicker. I felt my productivity going up. So hopefully that's the start of more of that, because that would be really, really useful. And then, as we got to Friday night, it was my wife's birthday. Now, Friday night was not a problem. We went to see Aladdin at the theatre with my daughter. It wasn't a particularly boozy or booze-friendly evening. But on the Saturday night, we went out with a couple of friends of ours who are our drinking buddies. He's Aussie, she's mainland Chinese, and they can put it away, let me tell you. Thankfully, on that particular night, the female half of the couple wasn't drinking either, which made things a bit easier. But we went for a curry, and as anybody who is British or knows anyone British knows, we don't do curry without 6 or 7 pints inside us first. That's just not the way we do it. So I had a sober curry, possibly for the very first time. And it was delightful. And I actually ordered some different things on the menu, not the same old thing that most British people order, which is essentially a chicken tikka masala, pilau rice, and a Peshwari naan, with a large bottle of Kingfisher or Cobra on the side. So we had that, but then after the meal, it was suggested that we go for a nightcap. Now this is a bit of a trigger for me, having topping off the evening with a gin and tonic or maybe a whiskey, one for the road. It's never one for the road, is it? But that's a real, I consider that a real pleasure. So we went to this kind of bar club thing, went in and I opened the menu, not quite sure what I was going to order, and was relieved to find on this menu Seedlip. Now Seedlip is a drink that I've heard of. I think it comes from the UK, and essentially it's like gin. It's brewed with botanicals. It's very fragrant. You can mix it with soda water or with tonic, and it tastes like a sort of grown-up alcoholic drink, but it's got no alcohol in it. It looks like a gin and tonic. It sounds great to order it. But no alcohol in it. So me and again the female half of this couple we went out with ordered the Seedlip. I had the garden flavour, she had the spice flavour. Mine was very herbal, hers was very spicy. I preferred hers actually, and there was one other flavour on the menu. I think it was called Grove. So now that I know that this place serves grown-up non-alcoholic drinks, I'm going to go back there and try the third flavour. But it got me thinking. I wonder how many other bars and restaurants I've been to maybe serve a greater selection of non-alcoholic drinks than I've just never looked for it before. I've never asked. So that was kind of a relief. I was happy with that. But it got me thinking about what events I've got coming up. And this week I've got a big business networking event. Now, in my little niche, that I do business in, I'm kind of known as the guy you can find at the bar, and I'm pretty ready to buy a drink, and I've done a lot of networking that way, and I'm not shy. I'm not the sort of person who needs alcohol to network. I can pretty much talk to anybody, but it's that expectation, I think. I work essentially in the marketing and advertising industry, and it can be quite a boozy industry. So I think I got to just plan in advance for the questions and for the shock and the what, you're not having a drink, blah, blah, blah. So that, I think it's worth kind of planning some strategies for that. But then beyond that, I've got a trip to London to see my friends in the midst of British booze culture. So that'll be hard. And then I'm actually celebrating my 40th birthday in Adelaide, which is wine country, in the beginning of November. And it's going to take me right the way through that. So a bit of planning, I think. I think that trip's going to change significantly from what we originally had planned. But that's fine. I'm actually relieved at the thought of waking up the day I turn 40 and not feeling shite. I'm dreading turning 40. And so I think if I can wake up feeling a little sprightly, that will be a relief to me, for sure. But the final thing I wanted to share was that I revealed to my mum on a Skype call yesterday that I was doing this 90-day challenge, and her reaction was priceless. She said, "Oh my God, is that going to go through Christmas?" Her concern being that I couldn't possibly enjoy Christmas without a drink. It couldn't possibly be done. Which was kind of shocking. I feel like if I'd said I was doing 90 days of a charitable mission or 90 days of an educational course or something like that, she'd have been delighted. But her first thought was that I simply wouldn't be able to enjoy Christmas. And I love Christmas. I really do. I'm very childlike about Christmas. So I don't know. I think she has to come to terms with the fact that although my challenge will be over by then, who knows? I may continue not to drink, but I don't think my Christmas is entirely reliant on whether I drink or not. Although there is a lot of booze flowing around the Moore household during Christmas Day. But yeah, very funny. It just shows how deeply ingrained that kind of booze culture is in Britain, certainly, and to many other cultures as well, I'm sure. So I think the plan going forward is just to create some strategies to deal with these upcoming events so I can sustain this feeling I have of being well rested and clear-headed and enough energy to take my daughter to the playground on a Sunday and play with her and have fun. Yeah, feeling pretty good so far. Roll on week 2. Cheers.